स्थान पे खड़े हो
Is the Prime Minister's address there for the BJP Foundation Day to BJP workers across the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, while essentially setting out what exactly BJP workers should be working for across the country, also lashing out at the opposition, at Dynastics, saying that we must ensure that we take them on in every state of the country and that they will continue as a party to fighting dynastic politics as well. So big message that's going across from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This is being telecast at almost all BJP offices across the country and kicks off essentially a 14-day celebration for the Bhartiya Janata Party on the occasion of their Foundation Day. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi in that speech also laying out a message for all the Karyakartas of the Bhartiya Janata Party, saying that the way they performed in the state elections, that the BJP is always voted back to power based on their performance, is something that must continue. But the big headline on your screens there of what Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said, attacking the opposition, he said that dynastic politics and parties have always ruined India and that the BJP will continue to fight these kind of dynasts and fight dynastic politics. The BJP is against dynastic rule, and that is the Prime Minister's message. No doubt will be seen as a direct attack at the Gandhis, at Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi of the Congress. It's not the first time, of course, he sent across this kind of a message, but this no doubt will trigger a fresh political fight between the BJP and the Congress. Prime Minister Narendra Modi there essentially laying out the blueprint for the BJP in the coming months, saying very clearly that their mission must be to stop dynastic politics in the country, highlighting, according to him, that it's ruined India in the past and we must no longer allow it. So the Prime Minister's message there to BJP workers across the country, also talking largely about Seva, saying that it is because of the BJP's performance in states that they've been elected to power, that they've been brought back to power, referring essentially to the recent state elections where the BJP won in 4 out of the 5 states. The Prime Minister saying that the reason for that is because of the BJP's performance in these states, and wherever they've performed, wherever they've been voted to power, they've always been re-elected back. Let's take this across to Amit Bharadwaj. He's joining us live from the BJP headquarters in Delhi. Amit, good morning. The Prime Minister there just ended his speech. Many takeaways for the BJP workers on the occasion of their Foundation Day. But something that no doubt is going to go on to become a big headline and a big political talking point is his mention of dynastic politics and saying that the BJP will continue to fight that.
Absolutely right, Akshata. You know, it's a big day for the BJP Karyakartas, be it the MPs, ministers or the ground level Karyakartas. And Prime Minister's address today was actually a message for everyone from top of the party's leadership to the bottom, very bottom of the BJP Karyakarta who work at the booth level. And what needs to be taken away from here is that Prime Minister is not only mentioning the fact that the BJP has been winning states which were expected or which was said to be, completely unfavorable ground for the BJP. But he also mentioned that the struggle for strengthening the party and expanding the party must go on. And do note, Akshata, that today in the address, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also continued to attack the Parivarvad. His attack was, without naming, his attack was on the Congress party, the leadership of the Congress party and all the regional parties which are based on a family or a cult leadership, where he says that there are two kinds of politics in the country right now. One is of Parivar Niti, which follows the Parivarvad, and the other is of the Rashtra Bhakti. And the BJP is a party which follows the Rashtra Bhakti model, for which the ideology is Rashtra Prem, nationalism. Okay. Next thing that he also pointed out was for these parties which follow a family legacy, they have been covering up each other's corruption cases and have been supporting each other irrespective of where these parties were in power or are strong.
Okay. All right, Amit, thank you for those details. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi there attacking Parivarwadi politics and saying very clearly that the BJP has a culture of challenging vote bank politics and ensuring that that entire culture is wiped out in the country. Many, many takeaways that we'll continue discussing for you here on India Today of what the Prime Minister has had to say. For the moment, thanks, Amit, for joining us with all of those details. I'm slipping into a